Right now, we want to bring in our panel. Charles Krauthammer, a Fox News contributor and syndicated columnist, Chris Direwalt, our Fox News digital politics editor, and Howie Kurtz, host of Media Buzz on FNC. Great to see you all. And so when you see how these two are preparing to go against each other, it's like two silverback gorillas. You know, they're studying each other, and it's like a modern warfare situation where they're saying Trump is studying her body language and verbal tics, getting ready to exploit weaknesses based on a statistical analysis of videos from 16 years worth of Clinton's debates. This is according to Politico. They've identified her tells, words, phrases, or gestures she uses when she's unsure of an answer or is trying to deflect, and he is ready to pounce if it happens. Let me start with you on that, Charles. Could be pretty effective.
I think it's insane over preparation. You stuff your head with that, you won't be able to speak. It's like, you know, a young rookie who goes up to the plate and has learned every idiosyncrasy of the pitcher to the point where his mind stops working. And then some happy-go-lucky guy shows up who's been drinking all night and just acts on instinct. Now, Trump is the one who gets the reputation for being the happy-go-lucky guy who doesn't prepare, and I think that's part of that is spin. I mean, there is so much spin here.
He's preparing.
You know, you can really get the vertigo. There's a pre-debate spin of the post-debate stuff that's going to happen, and we're deep into that. I'm not sure I believe anything coming out of anybody's camp. It's all going to be, we're going to see what we're going to see, and we'll do the spinning afterwards.
One of the things she needs to watch out for is what we saw from her this week, Direwalt, where for some reason she sometimes resorts to screaming her points, and here is an example of that.
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody. Nobody should be fooled.
Yeah, I mean...
Nobody should be doing that.
I wonder why you're not 50 points ahead. Golly gosh, you sound like an enraged pterodactyl. I don't know why you're just not winning all the points. Hillary Clinton struggles when they tell her, this is the terrible advice that Hillary Clinton gets over and over and over again. Be yourself. Be yourself. No, not like that. Not like that. Not like that. No, exactly. They say be yourself, and they say, actually, we don't like it. Be somebody else.
Right.
And the problem for her is, I don't know that she knows anymore who her real self is.
That delivery we saw at the Democratic National Convention worked for her. The screaming is a different story. But, you know, obviously, Howie, Trump has got a lot of weaknesses she can exploit as well, including, you know, the number of controversies he's created. And we heard Carl Cameron report that she is studying his objectionable comments, which, you know, is going to take her from now till the next election. But she's probably going to zero in, judging from the campaign ad she just released today, on, among other things, his comments about women. Here's a flavor of what she just released.
I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. She's a slob. She ate like a pig.
A person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10. Does she have a good body? No. Does she have a fat? Absolutely.
So you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good.
Is this the president we want for our daughters? Howie?
I don't think Hillary Clinton's going to bring up the flat-chested remark, and it seems like the shrinks are in charge of this debate. Everybody's trying to psych each other out.
This is a man who has referred to women as fat pigs and dogs and slobs.
Oh, she may say a somewhat cleaned-up version of that, sure. Look, the pressure is on Trump for this reason. He's the X Factor. He's the reality show guy who wants to be put in charge of the nuclear codes. And this whole campaign, let's face it, has turned on his personality and his temperament and his insults, and he has to use these debates to magically pass the commander-in-chief threshold. Now, Hillary Clinton is the boring but dependable bureaucrat. She's a government lifer. She's lived in the White House. She knows the briefing books back and forth. The bar for her is to connect with voters who are either don't like her, tired of her, wary of her, and also to deal with the honesty and trustworthy question that has dogged her throughout this campaign.
That's tough to do in a debate setting. You know, that's more of a press conference situation. You can sort of try to prove to people that you're honest, you're forthcoming. Charles, what do you see as his biggest risk going into Monday night?
Look, I think he's got the biggest opportunity because he's behind, not by as much as he was, but he is behind, so he needs to do well. On the other hand, he's got the low bar, an absurdly low bar. And Hillary has done this because she has reproduced the appalling stuff he has said in all of those ads. She's portrayed him as a guy who can't be allowed near the White House, so that all he has to do is to show up and not froth at the mouth and appear reasonably normal. Charming would be a splendid bonus, and he wins. So it's been set up in a way, and I think he plays into it, where he doesn't have a lot that he has to do, simply has to control himself for 90 minutes. Now with him, that could be a challenge, but nonetheless, you know, for other folks, that generally is okay. 90 minutes, I'm sure Starwald or Howie can pull it off if they try.
I don't know. It goes off the rails often in just a 5-minute segment on the Kelly File. But I want to ask you this, because Trump has gotten into trouble in the past for being too, I am the only one who can fix it. It's all about me. I will make America great. I like an imperial presidency, which conservatives believe we're just getting out of, right? And this plays into something that's getting some attention today online. It comes from a Frontline documentary that's going to come out next week, involving many people talking about Trump, but including one of the Celebrity Apprentice or the Regular Apprentice contestants, Omarosa. Listen to this.
Every critic, every detractor will have to bow down to President Trump. It's everyone who's ever doubted Donald, whoever disagreed, whoever challenged him. It is the ultimate revenge to become the most powerful man in the universe.
I don't know about that, but your thoughts about how that narrative, that belief, and that messaging from Trump himself about it's me, it's all about me, could endanger him on Monday.
We come together at a time of crisis. The country is at the abyss, and only I can fix it. These are dark days for America, and you bet. And so you're going to hear Trump, the law and order, our cities are burning, America is at the edge, we're falling apart, we're being picked apart by our adversaries, and that we need a strong man, emphasis on the man part probably, to take care of America at this dreadful hour.
Because strength works for him. Strength works, but just too much imperialism, maybe not.
Right, and especially when Hillary Clinton sticks it up his nose.
Go ahead, Charles.
The flip side to painting the situation today as apocalyptic is to paint himself as messianic. You remember in the acceptance speech he gave in Cleveland, he said, he didn't say, I'm going to reduce crime and violence. He said, I'm going to abolish it. Now, nobody has done that, going back to King Tut. They've all tried it, and I don't think any of them have ever promised to abolish crime and evil in the world. He did it in a written speech.
This is the kind of fact-checking the American people want to see on the spot from Lester Holt. I hope he's watching this.
That's my job. That's all that psychiatric training.
Go ahead, Howie.
But remember, Trump has more TV experience than anybody who's ever run for president. I don't think he'll be asking people to bow down and kiss the ring. It reminds me of Reagan in 1980, in that, painted as a dangerous cowboy, needed to come out and won that election against Jimmy Carter by reassuring the country that he could handle the job. I wouldn't underestimate Donald Trump's ability to adjust his debating style for this Monday's debate.
Before I let you go, I have to get this in real quickly. Ted Cruz today finally reversed himself and said he's endorsing Donald Trump, notwithstanding this expression of his feelings about Trump on May 3rd.
Trump, I tell you what I really think of Donald Trump. This man is a pathological liar. The man cannot tell the truth, but he combines it with being a narcissist. Everything in Donald's world is about Donald. The man is utterly amoral. Morality does not exist for him. Donald will betray his supporters on every issue.
Charles, thoughts on that?
Yes, and that's why we need him in the White House. That's the secretary that completes that argument.
It's great to see all of you. Looking forward to Monday night.
Great to see you. You bet.